This is a first for me. I've never done a review on an electric hob. Now, in this video, what we're going to do is obviously the unboxing, see how easy it is to set up, and also I am going to do some cooking. But also I'm going to try and explain to you why you might want one of these. Who are these suited for? Are they suited for the kitchen or something else, like a caravan, something like that? We're going to talk about that and go through some of the scenarios of where you might want to use this. And like I said, I want to do some cooking. Alright, I can't cook, but I'm going to have a go. Alright, so with that, let's do the unboxing, shall we? So I've had a little play about it because, you know, I need to know what I'm actually doing. First things first though, I was quite impressed with the cable. It is extremely thick. And I've had to measure up and roughly around about or just over 1100 millimeters long because it's very difficult to get it straight. So I'd say it's over 1100 approximately. Nice thick cable, by the way. Now, before I plug her in, let's go over some of the features that are actually on the back, which is the two big fans. Now they're designed not only to push the heat up, but also to cool it down. And they do a very good job. It also stops you burning anything underneath. So it should be pretty safe for you to put it on, say, a wooden surface or something like that, or worktop, kitchen top, you know what I mean. Go through the instructions. Well, actually, let's go through the functionality first because it has presets, as you can see on there, and they are adjustable, but you can't adjust them to your individual settings, if that makes sense. And I'll give you an example right now. So we have temperature power, so it does temperature and power, and it tells you what the conversion is. So the temperature is 150, that is 200 watts. And you've got 1 to 9 settings. Now the settings are, you melt, let's do it on here, you melt, summer steam, boil, fry, roast, stir fry, fast heat and fast heat. There's two settings on fast heat. There is a 600 Celsius and a 650 Celsius, which is 1800 watt and 2000 watts. Yeah, has two settings. Don't ask me why, but it does. We have a child lock, and it actually tells you just need to hold it down for 3 seconds. That has to be on first for it to actually work. We have a timer, and you can set the timer up to 4 hours, apparently. And that goes up by 1 minute at a time. Obviously, if you hold it down, it jumps up quicker on the time. If that makes sense, yeah? And that's the same on both. Also, on this plus button, when it's turned on and powered on, you can change it from wattage to Celsius, in case you're one of those, like me, who like to see what temperature you're at. Celsius. Make sense? So with that, let's plug her in and see what she looks like when she's all plugged in. So you get a bleep to tell you it's plugged in and she's ready to go. So if I press, say, that, comes up like that. Now you can't adjust the temperature manually without selecting one of these. I found that out today as well. So you need to go to function. Say for instance, you know, I want to do a stir fry. Now I was thinking about doing a stir fry, but I've decided in my wisdom that I'm going to be doing either chili con carne or spaghetti bolognese. I'll probably go for the spaghetti bolognese because it sounds better. And I like both. Well, I like all three actually. So I'm going to go to the functionality. Now, one of the things I have noticed is the fans are quite loud. right? And also, once you finish cooking, the fans will carry on going to try and cool it down quicker. If that makes sense, yeah? So don't touch that straight after you're cooking, or straight after you finish cooking, because it will burn your hands. And it does actually tell you up there, yeah? Do not touch, especially after cooking. Even when the fans are finished, yeah? Be very careful to touch it. Yeah, I am not touching it because I've been playing about with it and it's still quite warm. Yes, still warm. Right, let's have a go. So turn on. You get these up. Now we're going to go to stir fry. Yeah. So go. It's going to get a little bit noisy. Sorry about that. Let's stir fry. Now if you want to go fast heat, yeah. Now the way the fast heat works is press that and then you plus it. 1800. That's it. Okay, makes sense. Melt's the lowest temperature. Goes back to stir fry again. Now you can adjust the temperature, like I said, but you can only adjust them. Look at that glow. Look, you can only adjust them to the settings that are actually in here, the temperature settings and the centigrades. Yeah. So if you want to change it to centigrade, all you need to do is hold the function button down for 3 seconds. And now we're on centigrade, so that's at 500 centigrade, stir fry. Probably what I'll do my spaghetti bolognese on, probably. I'm not sure, I need to read the instructions on my spaghetti bolognese. I don't want to burn it, do I? But you can adjust it to whatever temperature you want, sort of, and it goes down to 150. But if you notice, you can't adjust it lower than that, and it jumps up to 250 because it's going by the instructions on there. So on your presets, yeah? Like I said, that is extremely hot, and I'm not touching it, but I'm holding my hand over the top, and you can feel a lot of heat. Now with the timer, actually I'm going to turn it down to melt because that'll make it cool down quicker. Now melt, yeah, which is, let's set on that in it because I changed it. Should be about 200, I think. I can't remember now. Anyway, I'm going to go down to 150. That's still hot. It's going to take a little time. Now timer, let's go through the timer. Press the plus button. 1, 2, so it goes up in minutes, yeah? But if you want it to go faster, hold it down. Four hours, like I said earlier. Readjust it, turn it off, turn it off. There you go, sorted. Let me quickly show you how the lock works, because I did find it a little bit confusing because it said hold it down for 3 seconds. Lock, 3 seconds, yeah? But it doesn't. It's about a second and 3 seconds to unlock it. And you have to have it in operation mode, so make sure it's on, as it is. Select your function, and we're going to go for melt because that's the slowest. Melt's only 200 watts. And all you do is press it once and release, and the light comes on. Now to turn it off, hold it down. 3 seconds is off, yeah? So quick press, long press, quick press, long press, okay? Get it? And now it shouldn't be able to be adjusted. And it isn't. Everything works. Yeah? I think you can still turn it off though, which you can. Turn it on, select your function, yeah, everything can be adjusted, and lock. Nice little light, I quite like that actually, and we're off. Job done. Very easy to do once you know how. Frying. Mince, sauce, onions, tomatoes, mushrooms, water, spaghetti bolognese. Well, what did you think about my cooking then? All right, it's not brilliant, but I needed to do something on here, and I'd done a spaghetti bolognese, and it tasted quite nice actually. I had no issues with the taste. It was spot on. My wife did get the mushrooms and the onions and the tomatoes ready for me, so all I had to do was put them all in a bowl. She did tell me how long I had to do each bit for, or give me a guide on how to do them bits, like, you know, get them a little bit brown and take the onions and that out, and then put the mince in, get that bit brown before you put all the other bits back in and things like that. And it worked. And I had to adjust the temperatures because I've never used an electric hob before, so I wasn't sure what temperatures I needed to use. Maybe for some people it might be too noisy, I don't know. I found it okay. You know, it's fine in a kitchen. And most kitchens are noisy anyway, you know, whether you've got a microwave running or something like that, they're quite noisy. It does keep going afterwards, and that is to try and cool it down a lot quicker, which is a good idea. Stops you trying to burn your hands actually touching the unit. It's got some nice little safety features, even with the information up there to tell you it will still be hot. And I think the fans are an excellent idea for, one, for pushing the heat up, even though heat rises anyway, but it does help, and two, for cooling it down. And it never gets hot underneath, which I think is really good. So if you're putting it on a surface and you're worried about it actually burning that surface, well, you don't have to. And it comes in several different options. I will stick a link in the video description of the website in case you want to go and check it out. It comes with a single burner, a dual burner, and I do believe they do a quad burner. The what I call the child lock, that works extremely well. Adjustment is very easy. I would have liked it in maybe adjustments in going up in 10s rather than, you know, having it set on default. I would have liked that. That would have been better, I think. Easy to clean as well, yeah, as you can see. Get a lot of finger marks on there though. But you can wipe it off again. Yeah, very easy. Definitely gets my thumbs up. If you're thinking about buying something like this, whether you want it for your kitchen or your caravan or your camper van, or if you want to go, you know, in a tent, this might be ideal, providing you've got electrics, of course. A good safety cable as well, something to bear in mind. They're a nice thick cable, so it's very good for something like that. I don't believe it's 100% waterproof, so don't stick it in a bucket of water or anything like that, because the fans are not covered. They're not water protected, but you can wash off the surface. It does tell you how to clean the surface using standard detergents, so it should be ideal for any scenario like kitchen, whether it be indoor, outdoor. It should be easy to clean and easy to look after. And not only that, once it's cooled down, if you don't want to fit it into a unit, you can just store it somewhere for, you know, a rainy day or a summer's day, and use it for, you know, maybe as part of a barbecue. That's a good idea, isn't it, Yorkie? Yeah, good idea. So with that, if you like this unit, like I said, I will stick a link in the video description. Also, if I can get any discounts, I will stick that in the video description as well. And if you have any ideas of where you might want to use something like this, let me know. So with that, if you like this video, you know what to do. Give me the thumbs up. And if you don't, you know what to do. Give me the thumbs up. And please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I love it.